you can land yourself a job that can earn you as much as $2 million or more per year with basically no skill. And all you have to do is complete an online application and pass an entrance test. The JCF has been losing around 400 members per year, and naturally they want to replace those members with competent and qualified persons, and that's where you come in. Today I'm gonna let you in on the secrets of what you need to study so you can confidently prepare and crush the entrance test with flying colors. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you all the topics to expect on the mathematics and the English papers. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty, it's important to note that both scientific and non-scientific calculators are allowed in the exam. Gone are the days when we did not promote or accept calculators, but we realized that when we allow our applicants to use calculators, they do much better in comparison to when they are not in possession of calculators. So I encourage you to work with your calculators so you can maximize on the mathematics questions. If you don't have mathematics in CSEC passes and you fail the math section, then you would have failed the exam overall. So it is important that you pass the mathematics test if you don't have mathematics in CSEC passes. With that said, here's what you can expect on the entrance test. The exam is marked out of 200 and you only need 60%, which is 120 correct answers to be successful. In the mathematics section, the topics that you will be tested on include simple fractions, percentages, ratio, consumer arithmetic, measurement and time conversion, sets, subsets, indices, and simple interest. There are other topics to look out for, but they are pretty negligible. They are straightforward and don't pose much of a challenge for you. I want you to note that some of the questions are worded questions where you are expected to read those questions and reason out the answers. These are what we call mental ability and logical reasoning questions. And what you can do if you are not familiar with these is search these up on Google to have a better idea of what those kind of questions will be like, so you don't have a shocker when you go to do your exam. But don't let the topics intimidate you, though they are pretty straightforward. You would have done them in high school and even in primary school, so it is just a matter of refreshing your memory. Some of the topics that I mentioned give some applicants a hard time, so I think it is important for you to revisit and get a better understanding of how to tackle these questions. This way you won't be caught off guard when you go to do your exam. Now moving on to the English section. In the reading comprehension section, you will read passages and choose suitable answers to the questions. Bear in mind that no prior knowledge of law or law enforcement is necessary. Once you can read and understand a passage, then naturally you should be able to do well on that section. In the general English section, there are 30 questions, and naturally again you will read and choose the most suitable answers. You will be asked to find grammatical errors, punctuational errors, and spelling errors in the sentences in this section. So basically there are sentences with words that are misspelled, not properly punctuated, or the grammar is incorrect, and you are required to identify those errors. This section has two parts. The first is incomplete sentences, where you identify the sentences that are not properly completed, and the second contains spelling errors and so forth. There are also an essay section as well, where you will be required to write a 300 to 350 word essay based on topics that are provided. The topics will vary, and so I encourage you to choose the one that you are most familiar with and you think will be much easier for you to manage. Now I want to encourage you as well to prepare yourself adequately to pass the exam. Don't take up yourself and go to an examination if you are not prepared, because that is setting up yourself for failure. I can tell you that the recruiting process is a bit quicker than back in the day, and so you can expect to get a job very soon. If you fail the entrance test, you can always try again. In fact, I encourage you to retake the exam. Oftentimes applicants are unaware of what the examination is like, and so on their second attempt they are successful. However, bear in mind that if you fail, you will have to redo the entire examination, and not just the portion that you fail. But as I said before, if at first you are not successful, nothing is wrong with trying and trying and trying again. In fact, I know someone who was successful on his 7th attempt and has gone on to become a fine police officer, and you can as well. Males with 3 CXC subjects can now join the JCF, so watch this video right here to learn how.